I'll swim to France and hire some burly French laborers.
Number 10. Timon and Pumbaa.
That's not the fire escape! That's the furnace! You just let the fire escape! What?
Haven't seen The Lion King? No worries. It doesn't seem like the minds behind Timon and Pumbaa have either. The Disney Afternoon series ditched the deep emotions and musicality of its predecessor and traded them in for generic cartoon hijinks. Simba, Rafiki, and the hyenas do make occasional cameos, but so do human characters, and animals with far more unrealistic designs than the main cast. By the end of an average episode, it's hard to understand why Lion King characters were used at all.
Now you are a real boy.
One thing's for sure though, it doesn't take too much brain power to appreciate the episode-to-episode antics of this broad, slapstick comedy.
My tusks really are an important part of what makes me, me!
Ugh. Now if we could just do something about some of the other parts that make you, you.
Number 9. Dumb and Dumber. What's dumber than Dumb and Dumber? Dumb and Dumber, the animated series, an ABC series based on the film that included none of its original cast and added a purple pet beaver. Despite being written by the film's co-writer, Bennett Yellen, the PG Saturday morning cartoon just couldn't live up to the hype of its more adult predecessor.
Whoa!
Its plots were uninspired to the point of being boring to watch, and the characters lacked the charm of Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels' original duo. Unsurprisingly, the show didn't do well with audiences, lasting just 13 episodes before being unceremoniously canceled less than a year after it began.
I want that one, Daddy. Can I have that one? Oh, look, Daddy, it had puppies. Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Number 8. Two Stupid Dogs.
Hi, one please. It's just my dog.
It doesn't get any simpler than this. Two Stupid Dogs focused, as its title implies, on the exploits of a duo of dumb dogs whose low intelligence often got them into trouble. The series was something of a warm-up for Hanna-Barbera before the Cartoon Network era, influenced by the runaway success of Nickelodeon's Ren and Stimpy. The protagonists, simply called the big dog and the little dog, were often motivated by their stomachs, with more than one episode revolving around their quest for the oversized food shown in advertisements. While some of the series setups were undeniably clever, like its silent film-inspired finale, a typical episode of Two Stupid Dogs left viewers just as empty-headed as its two main characters.
We need French fries.
Where do we get those?
France?
Hey, how do we get to France?
Airmail.
Number 7. Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh, Monica's hurt. I believe Hillary may have even dented her hair.
In 2005, the world was introduced to Robot Chicken, an adult-oriented stop-motion sketch show known for its pop culture parodies. Chock full of hits and misses, the series' remarkable staying power can likely be attributed to its variety in setups, references, and style of humor. In contrast, the earlier Celebrity Deathmatch only offered one scenario: two famous people duking it out in the ring.
Jim's using some clever intimidation tactics there.
Ooh, I can taste that one at the back of my throat.
It was violent, gory, and occasionally just plain bad taste. No one was safe. From then teen stars Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen to former Clinton staffer Monica Lewinsky. One cursory glance at the week's tabloids would leave you well versed enough for the next matchup, ready to watch another episode of mind-numbing cartoon carnage.
Like that, you lying bastard! Ow!
Number 6. Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Pink belly! Pink belly! Pink belly!
This Cartoon Network classic starts out strong, with a whistling theme tune that introduces its three protagonists alongside dynamic, personality-filled animation. It's the kind of intro that seems to promise a once-in-a-generation type of cartoon with big laughs and memorable characters. And for many, it was exactly that, but that doesn't mean it didn't also rot our brains. As with many kids' shows in the early, edgy 90s, there were no strong life lessons to be learned from Ed, Edd, and Eddy.
Hey, that's mine.
Ain't it weird how wallets can tell a lot about a dork? Huh, Skipper?
What'd you call me?
Characters like Kevin and the Kanker sisters were often cruel or even downright abusive, but failed to face any form of punishment or cosmic comeuppance. You weren't expected to care too deeply for their victims, just laugh and move on.
Set me free and I'll give you my macaroni art. I love a man that begs.
Number 5. Action League Now.
Moments later. Thunder Girl, pass. Cheap, pass. Stinky Diver, pass. Meltman, pass. Justice, pass. I guess that's it. No, wait. The Flesh, fail.
Hooray for me!
You've likely heard of stop-motion animation, but what about chuckimation? The tongue-in-cheek term refers to animating figures by dropping, wiggling, and yes, even chucking them into the frame, similarly to how a kid would play with their toys.
That guy's waving at us. He must be one of our fans. Howdy, good citizen.
This rudimentary style was used in combination with traditional stop motion to create Action League Now, a comedic series about superheroes that starred a variety of action figures. Originating as short segments on the shows All That and Kablam, the charming dumbness of Action League Now eventually allowed it to graduate from short to series. 90s kids could finally appreciate the no-brainer brilliance of the super naked Flesh and toilet-dwelling Stinky Diver for a full half-hour block, and learn absolutely nothing from it.
What is the world's most serious problem? And how would you address it?
11? No, wait, yellow.
Number 4. Cow and Chicken.
My bun's only 19 cents. I am so cheap.
The opening lines of Cow and Chicken's theme song immediately let its viewers know that logic should be thrown out the window. Yes, a human woman birthed a chicken and a cow. No, her similarly human husband doesn't know or care how this happened. And frankly, neither should you. Getting hung up on such specifics will only slow you down. You've just got to turn your brain off and relax.
Chicken, your sister's perfect for wrestling. She's so big and fat.
This is pretty much the only way to enjoy Cow and Chicken, a series where chaos rules and the young animal protagonists are constantly tormented by a naked, devilish man simply called the Red Guy. Parents were understandably mixed, with one Common Sense Media review bluntly calling it, quote, a waste of time.
Super cow, arrestate! Oh, another satisfied customer. My work here is done.
Number 3. Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
I don't know if you like to feel good. I don't know. You tell me.
Now, well, to heck with the glasses. One for you.
Oh, no, I said no. I said no,
Oh,
please.
okay.
In many ways, Space Ghost Coast to Coast was ahead of its time. It was like the Eric Andre show before anyone knew who Eric Andre was, and brought surreal, outsider humor into the living rooms of the average American public. To the kids watching, however, it was pure and absolute brain-rot television. Many of the show's clever subversions of the late-night format were likely lost on younger audience members, making the bizarre experience all the more incomprehensible.
You remember the difference between the toilet and the sofa, right?
I think so.
And remember how angry I got?
It smells like bad eggs.
Because that's what happens when you boil the cushions of the couch you've been urinating on.
Even knowing the celebrities featured was unlikely to help much, as the interviews were often some of the show's strangest segments. Thankfully, it's a fun time regardless of how much you understand. Sometimes, random works.
What's that for?
Do not disturb the judge.
Dang!
God, that was violent.
Number 2. The Ren and Stimpy Show.
Only the most idiotic of idiots shall possess my magic cheeses, unless thou proveth thine stupidity in a battle of witlessness. I shall eat thee.
When Nickelodeon debuted their first 3 original Nicktoons, The Ren and Stimpy Show was easily the standout. While contemporaries Doug and Rugrats certainly had their fans, Ren and Stimpy was unlike anything that had ever been seen on children's television before. And while it's possible that this was because it was barely children's television at all, its success ushered in a new era of edgy tunes all the same.
Hey, what's happening to me?
The series was the antithesis of educational children's series like Sesame Street or Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, featuring crass protagonists that were as gross as they were violent. There were no lessons to be learned here. Audiences were too busy laughing and cringing instead.
This is a song about being happy. That's right. It's the Happy, Happy, Joy, Joy song.
Number 1. Beavis and Butthead.
Don't bogart it, dude.
In 1993, Newsweek wrote of Beavis and Butthead, quote, "The downward spiral of the living white male surely ends here." Harsh? Maybe. But it was only the tip of the iceberg. Beavis and Butthead was not only rotting brains, it was influencing them, at least according to the series' most vocal critics.
Yes, we're also going to be talking about venereal disease.
Although the series was made with an adult audience in mind, that didn't stop kids from watching, or from mimicking everything from the boys' obnoxious laugh to their dangerous antics. At least 2 deaths were thought to be caused by the series, forcing MTV to push it to a later time slot and accompany its more controversial scenes with explicit warnings. Maybe there is such a thing as too much brain rot.
Your life, I'm wanting to be there for you.
Do you think any shows from your childhood rotted your brain? Let us know in the comments.
They said penis.
Yeah.